Hi everyone, welcome to Angel Chat. Thank you for joining in. Happy Sunday. I hope you are well. Once again, wonderful weather here, a little hot, but just about the perfect breeze. So I hope you are enjoying the rest of your weekend. So let's talk about today. It's kind of an important topic because there is a lot of people that are coming through my work that destroy or split up or fade relationship because of politics, because of different opinions. It's kind of started with COVID when kind of everyone was kind of split in regard to opinion about that, and it's of course now it's spread into spirituality and the war and the world and the planet, and so I do see a lot of people that damaged relationship, even split up, let's say among partner, friends are no more friends, a sibling, family member, very sad. So I wanted to shed a little bit a spiritual perspective about this topic, so I hope that you will take to heart. So first and foremost, it is important that in all aspects we are all different. That's just a common sense. We all have our own personality, we all have our own passion about things, we all have of course different upbringing, we all have different feelings about things. So that is by itself, it's just really what human beings are, that we are different, that we are look at reality in different ways, where there's the same truth, people can interpret or view that in different ways. So that's right off the bat important. Also to remember, also we all have a different spiritual awareness. We all have a different spiritual consciousness. It's not good or bad, but naturally, if you are more open to spirituality, and of course today is a spiritual explanation of what's happening in regard to that topic, the more you are into spirituality, the more you look at things a little bit more broaden, in not in a cliche phrase or not care phrase, in soul's perspective, the collective learning, which we are in a shift, humanity is in a shift, hence the shape of the world. We kind of need to climb to a higher form of consciousness collectively, which affect us individually. More spiritual we are, certainly open to the concept that there are souls within the body, within a plan, that souls need to grow and expand on planet Earth, which is the only reason as to why we are here, to expand. And sometimes we do expand, we're looking at things differently. Soul have their own soul contract to make a difference in certain topics, to make a difference in certain people, meaning souls with one another. So there is a lot of different reasons as to why we look at the same things differently, which is obviously okay, which I'll touch in a minute. So by the time you add the personality of people, or how we express our feeling, or how we absorb other people's feelings or opinion, by the time you add the level of spiritual awareness, again, doesn't mean that a spiritual person does not have the flow of a human being. We are human beings. It is that we look at things a little bit more broad and from a learning perspective. We are spiritual people, and naturally we look on a higher power, that underneath the seemingly chaos of where the world is, there is a reason for that, and it is for the souls to expand, to become more loving, to express more our godlike essence. If you don't have that perspective, then you leave your opinion or perspective or emotion on your ego, which is that other energy that resides within the body. And you know where that's going to leave us, which is where we are. Was people take it personally if it is not the opinion of their own, if someone has project different opinions, the ego is defensive, the ego want to win, the ego want to control, the ego want to influence, because once the ego is active, the soul is quiet, the soul is there within the body, kind of, sometimes I use the phrase buried in, and the ego kind of take over. And that is exactly what happened. There is no spirituality, there is no any energy of the soul, and the ego, for those people that damage or break important relationship, is that the ego is full force. Even if the people say, I don't understand how they don't look my point, Mickey, I don't understand, I know I'm right, I feel it intuitively. No, not always. It's not always intuitively. Sometimes the ego convinces us it's so real that it's absolutely us being controlled, that absolutely control us into thinking that the other person, where people just don't even listen to the other person, hence the division. So once that ego take over, that is the problem, and that is where 8 out of 10 people with different opinions, and ego is an energy. The more we feed it, the more we don't discipline it, meaning bringing the soul to shine through instead of the ego, the more it grow in power until relationship actually stop. Or if we take example of couples, they're like two strangers, like roommates, if you will. There's nothing in common, because once ego against ego, then the drama is bigger. There is nothing to discuss. There's no even listening to one another, which spill into the day-to-day life, even with people with kids. So it's not just matter of getting divorced. It's matter of that not learning how to communicate about what's going into the world. Does cause people to just completely be stranger. And again, I'm not just talking about the marriage. Unfortunately, childhood friends come my way in my work, and they just completely drop the other person, or they don't see the light. Well, they see their light. They see their point of view. The ego is all active. They're perhaps maybe not spiritual, or if they are spiritual, they certainly not practice spirituality, because spirituality is about remembering free will. Spirituality is about compassion, is about understanding. Just because someone do not agree with us, it does not mean that they have nothing else in common. Having said all that, I do also come across with couple or people that are beautifully completely different side of the aisle, are able to discuss it, are able to remain connected, are able to bring spirituality. Again, this is a spiritual video. We're not talking about the concepts. We're talking about the spiritual concepts and not the actual detail as to why that happened. So pay attention to that, kind of review yourself. Certainly spirituality is all about forgiveness as well. If you realize that you lost a friend or a family member, please reach out. Please try to change your ways, even if you're 100% certain that your viewpoint or I gather information and those are good, real, reliable sources. First of all, there's never enough, because obviously another person would bring also sources and information. It is designed to be out there. The whole thing is designed for us to finally climb up to another form of consciousness, humanity, which we will. It will happen, where we will be eventually united to a point where we're sick of fighting. So that will be, unfortunately, a long process. So look at that perspective. If you say right away, or rather allow your ego to immediately bring up that your opinion is 100% true, no spirituality would able to penetrate that, and certainly not the soul, which inclined, being a part of God, of the Creator, inclined to be soft, inclined to be reasonable, inclined to listen, inclined to understand. I mean, this is what the soul is, and it resides right within our body. So if it's not being given a voice and the ego just take over, then this is not something you'll be able to change, and unfortunately you will probably at one point lose important relationship. Besides, videos like mine, spiritual videos, is about becoming more spiritual, is becoming more loving, more kindness. This is not cliche phrase. This is what spirituality is about, short from perfect that no one is, of course. So I hope you kind of look into it a little bit more about the spiritual concept of that, and kind of change your way if you find yourself indeed within the group of people that take it way too serious. I don't mean that the issues are not serious. I'm not talking about the issues at all. It has nothing to do with the issues. It's to do with acceptance that if someone else, certainly someone you know or don't know, opinion or the way they look at things completely different than yours, there is reasons for that, including the collective reason that we meant to do that until we kind of unite together. So everything, again, seemingly chaotic, but it does have its reason. So maybe you can soften up a little bit, maybe you can not talk about it, not in a game, in a way I don't want to talk about it because I know your opinion. Just don't work on yourself until you're a little bit more hardy to accept other people, to listen to other people, even if you're absolutely positive you're correct. Or your ego is correct, which is not because it doesn't exist, and kind of be open to other people expressing themselves again. It's called compassion. So thank you very much, guys. I hope that helped a little bit. I'm sure I forgot some major things. It's always happened where all of a sudden I realize I forgot certain things, but I hope that helped. So take good care, and I will talk to you next time. Take care, guys. Bye.